Well, Mr. Boris, thanks for coming in and talking to me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for asking me.
Everyone gets asked the same 3 questions.
Okay.
We'll start easy and work our way up to hard.
Good.
How long have you lived in Salem?
60, just over 60 years.
Yeah. Did you move here from elsewhere? Or did
Yes,
you...
from Malden. I grew up in Malden.
Okay. And how did you end up in
And I
Salem?
met my wife, first wife, at the Hilltop Steakhouse. In the back was a dance hall, and on a Friday night I went in there and ended up marrying her and moved to Salem.
So she was originally...
She's from Salem,
Yeah.
yes. Yep.
Yeah. In your 60 years of living here, what's the biggest change in the city? What do you think is the biggest change over that time? Can you pick, or can you even pick one thing?
I'm not, really, no, I can't really pick one. It's just, it's the tourism, and you'll understand as we go on with this I'm very, the increase in homelessness, in homeless families, the increase in lack of affordable housing, a decrease in affordable housing. That's what I pretty much devote my life to right now.
So 60 years ago, was it a more affordable place to live? Was it a working class place to live?
No question about it, yes.
Yeah. What were the people of Salem 60 years ago? What were they doing? Where were they working? What were their lives like?
Blue collar, leather workers, etc. At A.C. Lawrence, as the Peabody folks were. A good diverse group of people, but work was a lot easier to get, and working conditions, I believe, were a lot easier or better.
Was there I think part of the history of Salem that gets overlooked is that, because it's just so all consumed with Halloween,
Right.
is the nautical history of Salem.
Oh, yeah,
was
absolutely.
was the nautical part of Salem still a thing 50, 60 years ago?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Fishing
A lot
boats and the
more,
whole
yes,
9
yeah,
yards?
No, you many more boats coming in out of the harbor, and
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And, yes, it was.
What are you doing to make Salem a better place?
What am I doing? I am doing with the help of my wonderful wife, Ann.
Yeah.
We are very involved in the community. We do homeless families 7 days a week.
What is that? What exactly are you doing?
I get
for them?
calls occasionally for homeless family from local officials, police department, whatever. And we tried to put them up at a local motel, and something we fund ourselves and help them to get. And I go out and get them living quarters, a place to live, which I'm very blessed with. I'm chairman of the Housing Authority, and if they qualify, that helps. But if not, I have a group of 4 or 5 affordable housing folks, a committee, informal committee, who help me place people into apartments all over the North Shore, not just Salem. And I've been very blessed. We've been very blessed with Evelyn. And we work big in the autistic movement. My wife does something called weighted blankets. Have you ever heard of weighted blankets?
Yeah.
And she's approaching 400 that she's made. It's actually 500.
Oh, she makes them?
Oh, yeah, we donate them. She makes them. Cool. She bought one, $250. That's why we bought it. People couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
And from that have come well over 400 blankets. They're donated all over, basically the North Shore, to people that cannot otherwise afford them. And I'm with the autistic movement for many, many years. I volunteered at the Northeast Arc over 50 years ago, and have never stopped doing I do the aging out in particular, help to get them jobs and places to live and all that.
What was there something in your life that inspired that altruistic streak in you?
Oh yeah, right from birth almost.
Yeah.
I had a terrible. I gotta think before I speak. I don't want to say it. Seriously, I was born. My name was not John Boris. It was John Gilmore. At 10 years old, approximately. It's public information. A lot of people know it. The police know it, of course. And my father tried to kill us in Malden.
Oh my God!
And he went to jail. And in jail, he passed away. And my mother married a guy named Boris, and he adopted us, which is very common for the 50s especially. And so our name changed to Boris. But and that didn't quite work out. I left high school at 17 and a half, quit high school, and went in the military. and we said that I was 18 years old. This was in 1956. And went in the military, and after training, I was shipped to France for 2 years and some months, and came back. And that's when I married my wife, Nancy, first wife. And went back to high school at 25 years and 1 month old, full-time days. And I worked right over here. It used to be Cumberland Farms, where the Domino's is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
I worked there as a nighttime manager, had 2 children, etc. Went full-time to high school in Malden High School. So I became the oldest senior ever, because if you're 25 years and 2 months, you can't go back to high school by state law.
Oh, so just under the wire then.
Oh, intentionally, yeah, the headmaster knew my age. I was working still in Malden, even though I lived here. He kicked me in the butt and said, "Get back to school. I want you to have a diploma," and I did it.
Wow.
And then after that, I went to Bentley College, intending to go for 2 years and still working nights at Cumberland. While I was there, it turned to a 4-year school, so I stayed and got a BS in accounting.
Wow.
So an interesting life, and then.
So that kind of rough start kind of put you on a path to helping
exactly.
others.
Oh, absolutely. My mother would say, and I'd never forget it, Alice would say to me, "Don't you ever forget me and my brothers." My brothers are carbon copies of me in the western part of the state. They do all kinds of helping grassroots. We're very grassroots, food, work, place to live, and that's how we'll be till the day we die.
Yeah. Is there a way that people who don't know you directly can help with your causes? Do you have? Are you affiliated with an organization that people can donate to or volunteer with?
I work very heavily. I'm not involved. I used to be on the board for many years at the Northeast Arc.
Yeah.
That's, like I said, way back in the 60s. I joined up there, and then the housing, and but we don't take contributions. No, there's nobody that can help me directly. Indirectly, people know of work, or especially if people know about affordable apartments and housing. That would be a great resource for me.
Sure. Well, I know you from your name being on a plaque on a table at Fountain Place.
Oh yeah.
Do you think that most people, when they see you on the street, they know you from your time in the city, from what you've done for the community?
Yeah, because I'm always doing something somewhere. Yeah. And it just kind of, you would ask that. My brother visited 2 weekends ago, him and his wife, 50th anniversary. Yeah. And they stayed with us and all that. But took him downtown. At the end of the day, he's a character, my brother. He says, "Is there anyone that doesn't know you?" So Saturday, that was Friday afternoon, because we took Friday off. Saturday, I said, "We're going to go to Newburyport." Nobody, not kidding with me, but we went to Newburyport.
Sure.
And about a dozen people knew me. And then to top it all off, at the end of the trip, as we're getting ready to go home, my next door neighbor and her husband, we had no idea they were going there, comes up, "Oh, Mr. Boris, how you doing?"
Oh, that's funny.
My brother just shakes his head. He teases me a lot, but he's a great guy.
He's probably the same way out in
Western. Of course he is.
Of course
he doesn't want to admit it, though. That's different.
Of course.
Because we're a small town or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Mr. Boris, thank you very much for your time today. I appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Thank you for the good work you're doing, and I appreciate you thinking of me.
Definitely. It was nice seeing you at the farmers market that day.
Thank you. Come next week. We have the people from the ARCA there. One of the clients makes jewelry, and every other week he's there. And he'll be there this coming week.
Okay.
This Thursday coming.
All right. I'll check it out.